When Kanye West said that slavery is a choice and that you have a choice, I didn't hear him the first time. But now I'm hearing him loud and clear. Because quite literally, we have these three individuals that are doing the best of their ability. They are shifting the entire narrative of Africa and leading the pack. Leading the pack on the path of self-sufficiency, self-determination, all you can think of, just bringing the black dollar back home. And I don't hear nobody talking about this. It's barely any voices talking about what's going on between Burkina Faso and him, Ibrahim Traore, almost getting assassinated almost 20 times. They tried to assassinate this man 20 times. In fact, they are using our own people to do it.
Captain Ibrahim Traore is a man under siege. And everybody is coming out to support him because of the challenges that he's going through. We know that he has decided to ensure that every resource from Burkina Faso is being used to help people of Burkina Faso and not anybody else. We know also that Western nations have always plundered the natural resources from that part of the world, especially gold. One of the major culprits in this case is France. France has always taken gold from Burkina Faso without any restitution. And right now, Ibrahim Traore has come to avenge and make things straight. And that made him become an enemy of the West. We have seen the United States targeting him. We have also seen a lot of disparaging talks from France and their allies. And this is something that is quite interesting in one way, because while the West and some allies are opposed to how Captain Ibrahim Traore is conducting business in Burkina Faso, the rest of the world is supporting him. While he has received support from different quarters, this support that he's receiving right now is very, very much interesting. The Black Americans in the United States have come out to voice their support for Captain Ibrahim Traore, and they're saying, hands off Captain Ibrahim Traore. You've had enough of your time to eat and plunder African resources, and this time you've met your match. The youngest leader in Africa, raring to change the direction and trajectory of how his country is moving. Let's watch some of the comments that Black Americans gave in support of Ibrahim Traore.
You're going to be hearing the name Captain Ibrahim Traore a lot on your timeline over the next few days, as he is the first, yet the youngest world African leader that is being targeted to be unalived by the West. Now, you might have heard of Captain Traoré before, as he is known to have kicked out and overthrown the French in Burkina Faso back in around 2022. You see, the US military chief for African operations actually briefed the US Senate, accusing Ibrahim, saying that he is hoarding all of the wealth, all of the valuable resources within Burkina, and that is becoming a problem. Further accusing Ibrahim of hoarding these valuable resources for himself at the direct expense of the people of Burkina Faso. However, with anyone with more than 3 brain cells, we can understand that this is a common lie that the West likes to tell. We know that this is not what's actually happening. What is happening is that he is actually protecting those resources from being further exploited and further taken advantage of by the US and other Western actors. Surprisingly, when someone from their homeland wants to protect their resources and not just frivolously give it out, they're demonized as this terrorist that's in some drastic need of humanitarian intervention. Unlike many other African leaders, is actively choosing to fight against Western colonialism. This guy has taken back gold mines from the West, has actively survived over 20 assassination attempts. It's very clear to me and anyone with eyes that the West are unbelievably terrified of a united Africa and any other African leaders that want to follow suit.
Just thinking about this get me fired up, y'all. The United States of Africa. Say, listen, who would want to stay in America if we all could be in Africa with all the beautiful women, all the diamonds, all the gold, housing, healthcare, we growing our own foods. Like, I feel like we living in a Bible, but this time revelations will be on them because it damn sure wouldn't be on us. If you understand what I'm talking about. Man, listen, this dream gotta come true. I'm telling y'all, man, all my melanated people all across the world, boy, we all should be one. And imagine if we all came together and we all was one. What would them devils do then? Huh? Yeah. Y'all always talking about you wouldn't be your ancestors over here in America, but right now is your time to prove it. Because guess what? The Tamarian God is standing on business, and I stand 110% behind Africa and all the decisions that this great president is making over there, man. Y'all don't understand. To take 4.8 million people out of poverty and give them hope and build homes and have your own tomatoes. They growing everything over there, y'all. Like Africa is on the come up. Do you hear me? They getting brick roads. That man just invented his own tires. This is why the U.S. is trying to take him out. They hate great leaders. That's why they got rid of Gaddafi. But it's time we stand up. If anything happened to this man, I guarantee y'all gonna feel a rage like never before. I promise y'all that. At all costs, we have to protect this man. Real talk, and I love y'all, Africa.
When Kanye West said that slavery is a choice and that you have a choice, I didn't hear him the first time. But now I'm hearing him loud and clear. Because quite literally, we have these three individuals that are doing the best of their ability. They are shifting the entire narrative of Africa and leading the pack. Leading the pack on the path of self-sufficiency, self-determination, all you can think of, just bringing the black dollar back home. And I don't hear nobody talking about this. It's barely any voices talking about what's going on between Burkina Faso and him, Ibrahim Traore, almost getting assassinated almost 20 times. They tried to assassinate this man 20 times. In fact, they are using our own people to do it. Yes. Oh, I know you're saying, oh, that's an African issue. That's not an us issue. Oh, hold on, because I can prove to you that that is not accurate. This is a video that was taken directly from the meeting, the congressional meeting for AFRICOM. What is AFRICOM? The United States or the African version of CENTCOM, which is basically the Central Intelligence, in which they're using the highest ranking black officer in the Marines in the entire service. He's the highest ranking member, in which he just told Congress that Burkina Faso is now using the same gold reserves that they took back from France and all of Europe and decided to put back into their country. Him in America just told the entire Congress that Burkina Faso is now using those same gold reserves to protect Ibrahim Traore. And even if they was, who the fuck gives a damn? It's their money. Them not your resources. That land do not belong to America. And here we are sitting in 2025 in another situation where we saw what happened with Muammar Gaddafi. We saw what happened with Gaddafi, in which they raped that man. They sodomized him publicly. They turned the public against Gaddafi, told the whole public of Libya a bunch of lies. And all this man was trying to do was liberate Africa as a whole, not just Libya, but also sent billions of dollars over to America for the black African community over here. The black African American community, ex-Farrakhan. The United States blocked him from sending $1 billion over here for us, which was the start of several payments Libya was trying to pour back into our community. And here we are, and they're trying to do the same shit to Mr. Traoré in Niger and Mali. And I don't hear everybody talking about how they gonna get their hair done. Y'all talking about, oh, this man ain't no good. This person ain't that. Baddies, shot o'clock. The baddies are in Africa right now. And y'all paying attention to baddies more than y'all paying attention to what's really going the fuck on. They actually are. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Ghana. All of them are trying to find ways to invest back into the African American culture and actually try to help uplift us and pour money, black dollar, back into us. And y'all so focused on baddies. Meanwhile, America is using our own to try and take down Ibrahim Traore and the president, the current acting chief and head honcho in charge of Niger. They've tried numerous times, and they've had their eyes set on Mali for God knows how long. Y'all can't tell me that slavery ain't a choice, because this shit is happening right in front of our eyes, and for whatever reason, the exposure is not being put out there. But I'm gonna keep talking about it, because I'll be damned if I be a slave to their bullshit. I'm rooting for Africa. I'm rooting for Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, as well as Ghana, Senegal, Chad, Goba. I'm rooting for all of them, because they're all rolling back the neo-colonial shit that we have been speaking about for decades, since the transatlantic slave trade. And they're actually putting Africa back on the map and fast tracking Africa into their own industrial revolution. I mean, for God's sakes, they created their own fully functional electric car and immediately started unplugging all them toxic plugs from Europe through the meat, textiles, through electricity, energy sources, all that. And they put $5 million, this man included, on Ibrahim Traore's head. The people they tried to pay took the money to Ibrahim Traore and said, hey, folks, they trying to run down on your ass. Here go the money, on. And it didn't work. Them folks out there is ready to risk their lives for Ibrahim Traore. And we're just looking in the opposite direction, pretending like this shit not going on. As much as you think you can't help, you can help by simply liking and sharing and commenting under this video so that the word does indeed spread far and wide, so that America knows that we are watching them. We see what the fuck y'all doing, and y'all not gonna get away with this shit. And especially what y'all doing in the DRC as of right now. And with everything that's going on in the DRC, President Tashiki, whatever his name is, and what's going on between Rwanda and the DRC, and how America was able to wiggle their way into those mines, I'm not going for it. I'm gonna keep talking about it, because right now these countries is going out of their way to make Africa black again, and I support it 1000%. Now, I did make this hat, and it is on my Patreon and my YouTube if you ever want to find it. But yeah, I'm supporting them, and y'all gonna see me walking around and make Africa black again. Hell yeah. Hell yeah! Walking around in my Make Africa Black Again gear. Y'all gonna hear me loud and clear.
Have you guys seen what's going on between these two? This is Alassane Ouattara. He is the president of the Ivory Coast. In the Ivory Coast, they have been accused of a failed coup attempt against Ibrahim Traore. This just happened last week. And this is General Langley. He called out Ibrahim Traore by name. Some people say it was a smear campaign. And believe it or not, these two have teamed up. You can see Langley, he went to go visit the Ivory Coast to meet the president. And they're even taking a photo shoot together. You can see Langley sitting on the couch with the president. This is all very public. There's no secrets behind their relationship. Langley even got an award during this visit. Do you guys think these two are plotting something? It seems a little odd. They met up shortly after all that stuff just happened to Ibrahim Traore. I don't think that's a coincidence, but let me know what you guys think. Comment below.
Africa doesn't own their own wealth. It's their wealth, but they don't own it. Western companies own the mines in Africa. They extract the minerals. They set the prices. They ensure that the wealth will never benefit the people whose wealth it truly is. I mean, look at Congo today. Congo produces 70% of the world's cobalt. That's the mineral that powers your smartphone, your laptop, your electric car. Without Congolese minerals, there's no Tesla, there's no Apple, there's no Samsung. Yet the people of Congo remain among the poorest people in the world. Why? Because their wealth is not theirs. It's stolen by Western corporations, by Western companies. The system is kept in place through war. The West doesn't want a stable and independent Congo. That's why they fund proxy wars, why they support rebel groups like M23. They use other African governments like Rwanda and Uganda to do their bidding, to keep Congo weak so that the wealth remains available for plunder. Wallahi, this is a grotesque injustice. It's a grotesque injustice that disgraces the whole world. Congo is a bleeding, open, gaping wound on this earth. Understand this, Africa will never be free until Congo is free. No matter how well any individual African country does, the continent as a whole will remain wounded, mortally wounded, so long as Congo is being plundered. Please understand.
Talk about black faces in high spaces.
Chairman, I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across. Even in Sudan, what's going on with the rapid support forces and Burhan of the Sudan forces, when you get down to it, is all about the revenue that can be drawn out of that, and there are nefarious actors actors in the CCP or in sometimes Russia are complicit in those activities.
We know the real reason why the United States is going after Burkina Faso, though. Like, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Really standing on business. Why not use one of our own to carry out the speech? Because who better to use than someone who's been psychologically and politically damaged and also indoctrinated by the United States military? Of course, like every other situation in the past, they always use a black man as a scapegoat to further their agenda.
These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. You can't name me a Negro leader who has been betrayed Negroes, who has not been endorsed, sanctioned, subsidized, and supported by the white liberals.
On some real shit, if something happens to Ibrahim Traore, we as a people have failed him. We already failed the South African lady who was out here saving all them kids and told everybody on the internet, listen, they gonna unalive me because I keep on saving these goddamn motherfucking kids. And what they do, they unalived her. They already unalived Gaddafi. They made it seem like that man was the worst man living. And right now, France and the US is trying to arrest that man. Why peace can never get a break? You know, that's what I'm realizing as I get older. Every single day I get older, peace can never get a break. Love and peace, those two things can just never get a fucking break in this realm we call life, or whatever this thing living. I don't know what it is. But peace and love are the two things that people just can't sit and just let it be. I don't know what it is. But all I'm saying is that if something happened to that man, us as a human race have to let go of the simple fact that these things are going to keep on happening to us, and we're never going to figure it out until we do figure it out. So all the he say, she say, us being loud and angry about what the society or the government is doing is literally absurd and very hypocritical for any of us to come together and say anything about anything, because we're seeing worldly great things happen and seeing the higher ups, the elites literally control these things and kill these people, unalive these people. And we go about it the next day as if nothing happens, because us as a human race decide to not to revolt. So that's all I'm saying.
So I just got off my morning time rabbit hole, and this time I learned about Ibrahim Traore. I hope I'm saying it right. Basically, he should be a prince. I'm telling you, he should be a king. He's only a president. Where's the country? I'm gonna put the country right here. It's not Ghana. I know it's not. I don't think so. But I'm gonna put it right there. Girl, tell me why this man, and one, he rejected invitation to see Donald Trump, period. That's one. But he didn't also start making little, like, I don't want to say projects, but it's giving like New York style project-based homes for the community. But anyways, I feel like that's great because there are still homeless people that need housing, that are, So he's more focused on his country, period. That's what's up. Girl, he is amazing. Like I said, he should be a prince. He should be a king. He should be moved. I don't know. Like he is the embodiment of Black excellence. And I'm Black America, but I see y'all over there, and is you speaking that shit though. Like when he's speaking, he like, y'all putting in fear in us, y'all telling us that this person did like this and he dead, and this person did like this and he dead, and the Haitian motherfucker did like this and he dead. And it's the same thing in America. Martin Luther King dead, Malcolm X dead, got all Black, the Black Panther movement, where they at? They gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you. They don't just do it to us. They do it to not just us in here. They do it to everybody. Like they they ain't a motherfucker thing. You know what I'm saying? But he's spitting that shit. And I really hope and pray and hope he stand on his shit and they leave him alone. But you ought to know how these goddamn monsters are. But he's doing beautiful things. I love to see it. You can't keep him down, you get what I'm saying? Like, we always gonna prevail. It's always gonna be righteousness in this, you know what I'm saying? But that's beautiful. Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so. It's not gonna work today, buddy. All these secret conspiracies against African leaders trying to put black people against him, it's not gonna work no more, man. It's over for that. The same way I did Lumumba, the same way I did Gaddafi and other African leaders, it's not working. This 2025, man, we here with it. We here with it. 19 assassination attempts. 19, bro. I ain't gonna lie, my son is protected by God right now, bro. He's protected by God right now, because that's not happening, bro. All this type of coonery activity, trying to put a coon up against an African leader, bro, it's not working, bro. So, U.S. General, you better, for me, you got something coming from the people, bro.
Wow, what an organic support from different quarters of the world. And Ibrahim Traore is an embodiment of the grit and the strength of youths. He is still young, and I think he's inspiring a lot of young people across the world, especially black people who have been disenfranchised for years. And I think this gesture that is pushing, if the development that is already initiating in Burkina Faso will give us something that is serious, then I think every black person should not have an excuse of why they cannot do something for themselves or even for their countries. Tell me, wherever you are watching, if you're a black person, what does this tell you? Or what inspiration do you get from Ibrahim Traore? I'd like to hear your opinions on that. And if you're watching us also for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and also share. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you. Goodbye.